Hello, everyone. I have my friend here, Jenni. Jenni is a client of ours in one of our small group masterminds. And a couple months ago, in our small group mastermind, we started talking about email. And so she has had great success, feels really good and light. I think her story will be inspiring and encouraging for you. Just a heads up for context for this, Jenni has a network marketing business selling health and wellness products. She homeschools her four children as well. And your husband is a coach, right? So he's not like coming home at 4 and taking the kids. And
No.
so there's a lot of time constraints on Yenny's business and a need to be very efficient. And I think all of that is context for this conversation. So, Yenny, I want to say thank you so much for being so generous with your time here today and to talk about such a sexy topic, email.
Well,
Um,
thank you for having me and thank you for teaching me all this because it has changed my life.
oh, wow. Well, yeah, no pressure, right? Okay, so we're talking about email. So, what were some of the problems you were having in your business that you were hoping to solve when we started this conversation about email?
Well, my biggest thing is I guess my work hours. They're very odd. I get up really, really early, and that's not really a time that I can communicate with many people. Don't want to receive a text message or a phone call 4 o'clock in the morning. So email was able to provide me a way to, get all the content done. And whether I was sending it out right away to different time zones, because I do have a wellness team also in Europe and Australia that I'm supporting. So those time zones were difficult to manage, and
Yeah.
email was the one, helping me with that. I also love the fact that I did not have to be on my phone when I was with my kids. So um, I was able to get the work done, while they were asleep, and then spend time with my children.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard when you feel tied to our phone all the time. Now you still do social media, right? You didn't
Yes,
ditch
ma'am.
everything, you didn't stop talking to everyone. So what are the different types of activities that you do? And now email is a part of it. Because I don't want people to think that you're like, okay, I just never talk to anyone and all I do is send emails now.
No, I mean, I do a lot of I utilize Instagram and Facebook, and that has been one of the main ways actually to, you know, get in touch with new people and communicate even with my friends and family that are overseas.
Yeah.
But I also teach in-person classes and also online. So there's a variety of ways. And email has just simplified everything, the communication, you know,
Yeah.
with my team.
That's great. I love that. Simplifying communication. So if you before, right, when you were trying to message everyone individually and do all that with the time zones and with your odd hours, I think you start work at 4 a.m. What do you think the impact would be if you didn't end up fixing the problem of being able to connect with your people?
I would be still frustrated with emails because I was spending way too much time. I made it very complicated for myself, and sometimes to the point that I did not even send the email. So it was just literally a waste of time. I would be utilizing it way less and missing those opportunities to connect with the people. So,
How long did it used to take you to write an email?
I mean, I could probably sit there for an hour, especially if it would be for my customers in Australia or in the US, because English is not my native language. So I was
Mm,
like overthinking everything, and I didn't use the chat feature either, to help me with the wording. So you have given me some resources that have just simplified. If it takes more than 10, 15 minutes, it's, you know,
yeah, that was
too
gonna be my
long.
next question is how long do your emails take now to write? 10, 15 minutes?
I would say sometimes even way less.
That's cool. I love that. So what were some of the things that you implemented from the email marketing training that we did together, or what actions did you take?
First of all, you gave me a very simple format, just kind of the structure for the email. I never realized like how meaningful it was. Like, what's your opening sentence, or like how do you want to like end it, and or what type of things you want to include, and kind of rotate different topics. I also included super signature, which I did not even know, what it was, but basically it's giving an opportunity for action steps for the customers and friends, and that was very valuable. Another thing that I would say, it allowed me to send emails more often because I always thought that it has to be really long. Everything is like has to be just in one email, and now like you gave me a permission, like as long as it has meaningful information, you know, you can
Yeah.
send email anytime that it feels good.
I love that. So how many emails do you think you were sending before? And you mentioned so you would spend an hour to write them and sometimes you wouldn't even send them. So how many were you sending before and like what's your frequency now?
I think that, I mean, kind of going even back, sometimes it might have been just one or two emails per month. And I remember you saying like, that's more spammy than, like if you provide more information. And now I would say um, probably two emails per week, sometimes three. It kind of depends on the audience. But it's been exciting to see that the open rates are up, and you know people are seeing value and responding. So like,
So hold on. So you send less emails, but open rates are up? That
what
seems really counterintuitive, right? So I think a lot of people would say, well, if I send less emails, more people will open them. And you're seeing the opposite. So why do you think that is?
I think it's because of the content, and you know even writing the emails feels so much more natural right now. It's like talking to a friend, you know. And I'm thinking more like, what kind of email would I like to receive?
Mm,
So even if they don't do anything with the email, but they open it up, is there something valuable for them? And
that's cool. What kind of results are you getting now that you're doing this?
Um, I mean, just the fact that people are actually responding, that
Yep.
is really, really exciting, because I think that a lot of times we think email is like one-way communication and there is
Mhm.
no response. The same way as like text message, or, phone call, you talk to somebody, or even on social media. So having my friends and customers reach out to me um, and ask more questions, or even schedule, appointments. That has been simplifying. I don't have to be on
Mhm.
phone,
Yeah.
um, and then using that super signature, it allows me to put invitation to different things, whether they want to explore more, how to get their products paid for. And I did actually have a person customer that I don't even know to reach out to me and said that she wanted to learn more how to get her products paid for.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love this super signature because it allows us to provide value in the email and provide inclusive invitations without feeling like every email is just about, want to buy something, want to buy something, you want to buy something. You mentioned the content and you said, I want to make sure it's valuable. I want to make sure it's helpful no matter what. Could you give some examples of what are things that you've shared through email that have gotten a positive response? Maybe just like one or two?
I mean, just um, whether it's been personal testimony, whether it's been a um, you know, testimony from my team member or friend, um, just simple things, like obviously showing some exciting recipes, what's working, like if I have figured out a new way to use a certain product and we have had really good results with it. Um, And I mean, the list that you gave me was just like aha moment. Like I never, it's like a lot of times I struggled with, like what am I supposed to include in my email? And you've given me a very simple format. You can rotate these 5, 6 things. And I was like, I have so much valuable information to share that I did not even realize that was, already there. I didn't have to come up with something new.
Yeah, I love that. So what advice would you give people about coming to the upcoming, or what advice would you give to people about email in general? And then what do you think about them coming to this workshop?
Well, I think that, if you're frustrated or you feel like something is hard, like email, there's probably a simpler way to utilize it.
Mhm.
And I recommend the workshop because it made a huge difference in my life. It's just simplifying, and I don't think any one of us, enjoy wasting time,
Right.
and it's valuable, and that has been the biggest thing. Like right now, I feel like I get to be a mom, but I also get to have a tool that I can utilize those work hours so much more effective.
Hmm.
And there's a simpler and more effective way to utilize email that you can build these beautiful connections with people that otherwise, like I don't have their phone number, I don't have their,
Yeah.
they may not be on social media, and I don't have to even be interruptive with my communication. They can open up their email whenever it's
Hmm.
good for them. And then if Instagram, TikTok, Facebook goes down, I still have a way to communicate with
Yeah.
everyone.
Well, and that just happened if maybe a month or two ago where all of Facebook was down for the day and people were like, how do I communicate with people, right? That becomes really hard. I think one of the coolest things that I've seen in you is, and maybe this will be helpful for other people who want to feel this way, and you can tell me if this is right or is like your confidence and your professionalism as a business owner has really like shot through the roof. What I've noticed is that, going from what you described before as frustrated, maybe flustered, feeling like I don't have enough time, I can't make this work with all of the, like, I can't juggle. It sounds like what this has done is given you a really good tool to be more professional, more consistent. You and I are both former athletes, right? So like discipline is huge for us, and it seems like it's allowed you to be more disciplined, kinder, more helpful. And I think one of the coolest things, and I don't know if you're doing this exactly this way, but I thought this would be just like a cool thing to tell people, is I think we talked about writing an email in Finnish and then using Chat GPT to translate it into English so that you are able to send it to multiple countries. Is that right?
For email, I have still kept them separate
You
because a
have.
lot of
Okay.
times the audience and things that we may have going on are a little bit different, but I have utilized that more with my social media.
Cool.
So that has been helpful because sometimes, when you're doing things in a couple of different languages, it's time consuming. And then, but everything that you said, like, I mean, I feel like a different person. I feel like the last 3 months have completely transformed my life and given me like a more confidence in a way that I can be a really, really good homeschool mom, but I can also, be a business owner and have time to do all those things and do them well.
I love that. Jenni, thank you so much for sharing your story today. I want to let you know I'm super grateful. If you guys want, if this is shared out over email or I mean social media, we'll make sure we Jenni's tagged or whatever if you want to get in contact with her. So thankful for your time today, and for everyone that's watching, I hope you guys have an awesome day, that you're encouraged and feel hope and inspired to take the next step towards communicating with the people that you have in your audience. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Where's the stop button?